In this lesson, we're going to switch over to the right hand and learn how to use our thumb and fingers independently. Now, if you recall, when we did the songs, we used chords, and our right hand held a pick, and we did strum patterns in quarter notes and in eighth note patterns. Now, the nice thing about what I'm about to show you is you don't need a pick at all. In fact, some songs sound a lot nicer if you can break the individual notes of the chord up with your thumb and fingers, like this. This is often referred to as fingerstyle playing, or correctly, this is arpeggiation. That's where the individual tones or notes of a chord are played in different patterns. That's an arpeggio there. Now I'm going to show you how to do this. First of all, let's begin how we began in the very beginning by curling our fingers over and sitting them on the second string. And place our thumb on the sixth string once again, making sure that our wrist is raised up from the body of the guitar. Now, if you've got that position like mine, lift your thumb and fingers just a tiny ways off the strings, maybe about 1/4 of an inch off the strings. Now, as long as your hand isn't moving over like this, or your little finger isn't reaching out to support your hand, you should have the same shape raised a little bit off the strings like this. Now, what I'd like you to do is make your thumb play the sixth string, a nice free stroke like that. Don't come and rest on the fifth string, but play the sixth string, and then let your index finger, your first finger of your right hand, play the open third string, and your middle finger, the second, and your third finger plays the open E or the first string. So the strings are thumb on low E, index finger on the open G, middle finger on B, third finger on open E. Those are all open strings. No need to press a chord down with the left hand. So we have E, G, B, E. Now you may find when you're doing this that because you're not resting when your thumb plays, your hand wobbles all over the place, but you have to get used to just holding it still. It's okay if it moves a little bit, but try not to let it wobble all over the place too much. So you go here, and then just let your first finger move back, go in front of the string. You can look at your right hand if you want to, although at some point you want to be able to look away. So we go thumb, index, middle, third, and as soon as that's completed, start again so that you keep the strings in constant motion. Now, a few things to watch out for. When you've played these strings, try and avoid setting your thumb down or your fingers into the strings by slotting them in, because that will stop the strings from vibrating and you'll get this sort of effect. Where you're cutting off the nice sound of that resonant chord. The open sixth string, third and second and first string actually form a natural E minor chord. So although I refer that to a chord, nothing's being pressed down in the left hand. Once again. And don't be shy. Play these notes as loud as you can. If you play very softly to yourself like that, it won't help establish your hand in the proper position. So within reason, play fairly loud and get a nice projected tone, and watch for your right hand doing funny things like twisting over to the side. Once again, thumb, index, middle, and third. One last thing to avoid, keep an eye on your thumb. Make sure it isn't playing in towards the fingers like that. When you start playing rather fast, you want your thumb to clear your fingers and not go inside your fingers, because that'll prevent them from moving comfortably and freely. Now, if you've got that down, we're going to make this pattern slightly more complicated. We're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and timing wise. That is 1, that's the 6th string, and 3rd string, 2, 2nd string, open E, on and, back to the 2nd string, 3, back to the 3rd string, and. So what I've just called out, when I said 1 and 2 and 3 and, I mean that's an 8th note pattern in 3/4 time. So you have beats 1, 2, 3, and you're breaking them up into 1 and 2 and 3 and by arpeggiating those notes as a chord. Once again, 6th string, 3rd string, 2nd, 1st, 2nd string, open 3rd string. And those notes are E, G, B, E, B, G. And if you can do that, just run them together continuously, like that. Good. Now we're ready to learn a few more chords, and we'll begin by doing a new song using that right hand pattern. We're actually going to be learning a new chord now called D7. For now I wouldn't worry about what 7 means, just learn the shape. But it is a variation of a D chord. It goes like this. First finger here on C, middle finger on A, and 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So we have 2nd fret 3rd string, 1st fret 2nd string, and 2nd fret 1st string. And that's the sound of the chord. Noticing I'm hitting it from the 4th string down. Now in the case of our right hand arpeggio, the thumb would hit that 4th string and our fingers would play the pattern that I taught you a little earlier, which would be thumb, 4th string, index finger, 3rd string, middle finger, 2nd string, and 3rd finger, 1st string, and then back again, 2nd and 3rd. One more time, 1 and 2 and 3 and. So that's our new chord. Now the other chords we're going to be using are a G, which if you notice how I change, I can just lift these 2 fingers off and slide my 3rd finger up a fret to G on the 1st string and then add these over like this. Once again, D7 here, lift these 2, slide along and place my 1st and middle on the 5th and 6th string. And for that pattern, we want the thumb to hit the 6th string and the thumb to hit the 6th string and our fingers to hit the 3rd, 2nd and 1st string in the same pattern. And the same timing, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now we have one more chord, which we've already learnt actually, which is a C chord, which we will play with the same pattern. Thumb on the 5th string, like that. Now we're going to start out with a G chord, and then we're going to move to D7 and back to G. Now, I'm going to sing the tune for you. It's a Christmas carol, it's Silent Night. And if you want, you can play along with me. It goes 2 bars in on G. Here we go. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. practice that and get it really good, I'll take singing lessons.